Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. The moment that I've been waiting for has finally arrived. The new Dragon Army for Monsterpocalypse has started to see release. This is the first of the dragons for the giant monsters, obviously, for the protectors, as it says, and this is Rastaban. Rastaban? It's from Baston? I don't know. Energy absorption node. Strafing projectile, seal of leadership. I don't care for the colors, but that doesn't matter. I am curious. The Draken Armada, that's the name. Okay. We'll see how I paint it. I think for me it's the green armor with the red scales is what's doing it, that I'm not liking. But hey, it's my model. I can do whatever I please. Powered up mode. Okay. Nice. I know, at least with this release, I finally am going to have a chance to actually play this game, because I know my son was not too keen on many of the monsters, and I know I'm not going to be able to talk my brother into it anytime soon, so at least with the Ultra Hero type monsters, I think I can probably talk him into playing, but they're both protectors, unfortunately, too, so we'll figure something out. It is a metal resin hybrid. I don't know if you guys are okay with that. I don't particularly mind, especially when the parts are keyed pretty nicely, so I'm not going to have to worry too much about actually trying to get everything nice and balanced. One of the disappointing things for me personally, and this is entirely of my opinion, is the fact that when I see these and in my head mentally I expect that the models are going to be much larger, but that's my own weird expectations, and I entirely blame Mears Miniatures for that and their super ridiculous gigantic monsters that I do enjoy so much. I really haven't shown that many off lately. So construction wise, I don't see this being much of an issue. Parts are big enough. The rest of the tail, I'm assuming. Yeah, oh, okay. So it looks like the tail is supposed to be near the ground. Like so. The wings don't look as big as I was expecting. I do like the wings, though. And then I guess there's no real extra neck. That's it. Okay. And we have the head in two parts. Top and bottom. Can I put it together? Maybe. Like so. It's nice looking. It's definitely nice looking. Casting quality is good. I don't like these super gigantic chunks of resin I'm going to have to carve out, but it is what it is. And then the base, which I seem to always lose or forget. So, I'm going to grab my glue and clippers, and we'll get this guy all put together, and we'll see how he turns out, shall we? Alright, so we got Rastaban all put together here, and he turned out pretty decent. I did have a bit of work needed on his wings there, but overall, pretty simple construction, and I can't really complain about too much there. I'm not a huge fan of the hybrid resin metal, just because it looks off, I guess, for lack of a better word, if you don't bother to actually prime it and paint it. I did have some issues with getting things nice and flush on the bottom of his tail, but I think for the most part it turned out okay. He is pretty stable. Grabbing my invader friend here, he is a little bit taller. He feels thicker, but I guess in reality he really isn't. I do appreciate the fact that he is solid resin versus a mix. I wish he was a little bit more bulked up. Looking at his proportions, I just feel he's a little too shrimpy. I mean, when you look at the proportions of our invader friend, whose name I've completely forgotten at the moment, he looks intense, he looks strong, he looks tough. Whereas Rastaban, I feel like his proportions are a lot more slimmer. I do enjoy the power armor. That's a different look for the dragons. But, yeah, I feel like it should just be a little bit bulkier. And I'm not super fond of where his hands are just kind of like, you know, sticking out in front of him. But that's just being nitpicky. Because overall, I'd say it's a nice model. I'm not sure how I'm going to paint it. I'm not a super big fan of the color scheme. And again, I sound like I'm being super critical. I'm not trying to be, but there's certain things I'm not as into. Grabbing some of their models. I'm going to put them on a 50mm base here just because I can. I have his actual base nearby, but we're not going to use that for reference purposes at the moment. If you wanted to use it as some kind of a Xeno model for 40k, I mean, hey, actually, he works really good in that case if you wanted to have him as some kind of an Ogren-sized humanoid. Maybe he's even a demon prince. I don't know about that, but I think it works pretty well, and he fills that base pretty nicely if you wanted to go that route. And again, the detail is definitely there for as overly critical sounding as I am. And I actually am really eager to try to pick up some of the other Draken Armada units to go with it. I know my son has actually expressed interest in wanting to play Monsterpocalypse again after many years of, you know, not touching it since the days of the blind boxed version. So to me, that's a win-win situation. We're going to have to get some cannon fodder troops to go along with it. Actually, we'll probably wait until the other Ghidra-style dragon ends up getting released too. I think we'll be all set at that point, at least for our Draken Armada. So definitely looking forward to seeing more of these models as they release in the future. With that said, this has been Highlord Tamburlaine with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye!